Hello guys, it's Andrew, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 50mm 1.8 STM for Canon. This was released not too long ago. They've had the 50mm going for a long time, all the way back since film. And this is the STM version, so this has the new silent motor. The older one, the previous version, did not, and it was very loud. This one, that is no longer a problem, and the focusing is a lot smoother, and its newly redesigned motor helps for video and just silent focusing in pictures too. So in my opinion, and a lot of other photographers' opinion, this is arguably one of the best beginner lenses you can get. It's cheap, it's prime, it's fast. There's really not a whole lot you can go wrong with it. This new one has a better build quality. It now has the metal mount on the bottom. It's faster focusing. The aperture is still the same at 1.8, which is a great beginner aperture. It lets in a lot of light, and it can be one of the greatest prime lenses of all time, and then you can obviously upgrade to the 1.4 and the 1.2, but just for a beginner lens, this will be great. The aperture on here goes from 1.8 to f/22, so that'll give you a lot of light you can let in, or if you're in a very bright environments, you can tone it up quite a bit and really take advantage of all that light you're capturing by this. Anything f/2.8 and above will give you really sharp images. Below 2.8, they're going to be a little bowed around the edges and darkened. So anything above 2.8 is going to be great. This has 7 aperture blades, which is just like the older Nifty 50. So for the focus, like I said, it has the newly redesigned silent motor technology, and it also has the full-time focusing, so even on autofocus you can still be in charge of the focus if you're doing video or something. So that's a pretty nifty feature to have. You can always just leave it in autofocus. Bokeh of this lens is great. You can really blow out the backgrounds and have the foreground in focus, or the opposite if you want to, I guess. But yeah, the bokeh is great. Anything below probably f4 is going to get you really stellar bokeh. Back to the build quality. The old Nifty 50 was criticized for being plastic, and this still does have a lot of plastic on it. But what do you expect? It's one of the cheapest lenses Canon can provide for you. But it does now have the metal mount and a little nicer plastic around here. You still obviously don't want to drop it, but it probably would be fine to a minor drop. The switches also feel nicer. They're not the really clicky ones. They actually slide and they have a good feeling to them. Alright, so that kind of concludes everything about the Nifty 50. Now I'm going to walk around and get some photos with it. Behind me is this abandoned house. It's old. Normally I go in there with a wide-angle lens like I'm shooting with right now to really capture the whole thing. But what I don't do often is use a fairly narrow lens in a small place like this. So we're going to try and get some super sharp, possibly even bokeh images in there. Okay, so we are now inside. I've got the 50mm on here. I obviously don't want to get too close or anything. I don't want to go too far inside because if you look above us, this isn't a very good place to be. So I'm just going to kind of get some pictures from here and we'll see what I can get. So I turned the beep on the camera here so you can hear just how fast it focuses. So I'm going to focus on the window here and then back up on the roof. So as you can hear, the STM motor, you don't hear the actual lens focusing, but you do hear the beeping. So that's definitely a plus.